Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from my dude. He writes, he says, "Hey, Mr. Locario, what's up? Your videos are informative, but I think it's time you made a video explaining how women are emotional and explain which emotions they respond to and how to go about getting into their heads on an emotional level. Hope all that makes sense." All right, so basically, I'm gonna talk about like how to get, these chicks emotionally attached to you. Okay, like and why these girls are emotional. And I'm gonna be talking about a couple things, right? And the thing you gotta understand first about women is that, women, they respond to a lot of things based on just off of how they feel. Do you understand? They do things based on their feelings at the moment. This is why when you get a girl's number and you hit her up like 2 or 3 days later or something like that, and she won't respond to your call because, that day when you got her number, she was probably feeling you. She was like, "Oh, this guy's awesome. He seems cool. I'm attracted to him," whatever it is, right? And then 3 days later, something else is going on at that exact time when you text her or tried to call her, and she's not feeling the same way she felt in the moment when she was talking to you. You understand? Her feeling might be different at that point. So now that she's feeling something different, depending on, the situation or whatever's happening with her at that moment, is going to determine if she's going to hit you back. Because if she's still feeling that feeling of, "Oh, I really like this guy," then she probably text you back or, pick up the phone or whatever. If she has a feeling of, "Oh, I'm tired today, I'm upset, I'm angry, I don't feel sexy," all these other different feelings that's going on in her, with her at the moment, she might not pick up the phone or she might not call you back. You feel what I'm saying? So, women will respond just based on how they feel, and the way that they feel, it changes so much. You understand? I mean, it changes quickly and it's very, random. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, you could be talking to a girl at 2:30 and at 2:45, she's feeling totally different than how she felt at 2:30. You feel what I'm saying? So, that type of stuff happens. Now, when we talk about, getting a chick attached to you or, getting her emotionally attached to you or getting in her head and all that other stuff, right? The thing is, what you got to understand is a lot of it has to do with your intentions. So when you're dealing with a woman, right, you have to basically have the intentions of actually really wanting to get with her. Do you understand what I'm saying? Really wanting to get sexual with her, really wanting to be with her, all this other stuff. That has to be 100% there, and it has to come across when you're talking to the girl. You understand? So that she can actually feel that energy. See, a lot of times what happens is you got a lot of guys who, you see a girl, you might think she's cute, you like her, whatever, but then you approach the girl with this sort of like nervous energy. You're scared to say something to her. You're like basically all over the place when you are having a conversation with her. You're not really comfortable. You understand? So what's happening is that your intentions of actually being sexual with her or expressing that you're really into her or that you're really trying to make something happen, it gets sort of boggled down in your nervousness and you being like not confident about the situation, right? And then since you're doing that, then she can't really feel that emotion. She can't really feel your intentions. Do you understand what I'm saying? She can't feel it. So then the feeling that she's supposed to get is not happening. Do you understand? So it's really important. This is why I try to tell you guys that it's important to, practice talking to girls, practice getting comfortable. And, so that when you do holler at chicks, you'll come across a little bit more, it'll come across more authentic and it'll come across more real, and then she'll feel you more. All right. Let me give you an example. Like, think about when you're watching a movie, or think about just movies in general, right? Movies, or the things that they're portraying to you in the movie, the storyline, whatever's going on in it, it has an intention behind it. You understand? So let's say if you're watching a horror film, their intention is to scare you, right? If you're watching a comedy, their intention is to make you laugh, right? If you're watching, let's say, like porno or some shit, their intention is to, get you horny and shit or whatever. You understand? So there's the intention there within those movies. You understand? Even when you're watching a film, there might be a scene where, the music might be real like sad because the scene is a sad scene. So they want to, drum up the sadness so that you can feel the sadness. Do you understand? So the same way those movies and that music has the intention there to try to make you feel something, it's the same way that when you were talking to girls, you have to have that intention to make her feel something. Do you understand? And that it has to come from you to get to her so she can feel it, right? But if you are not, if you're clouded with all the nonsense, it's not going to really work. It's kind of like watching a movie. You ever watch a movie and there's probably like a really bad actor in the movie? So you're watching it and the movie seems okay, and then you're just like, you're so distracted at how bad this actor's acting is, and it takes you out of the world of the movie. It takes you out of the fun, or let's say it's a scary movie or a comedy. It takes you out of that world, and it kind of distracts you. So now, even though this movie intentions was supposed to make you laugh or was supposed to make you scared, you don't feel it because you're so distracted by that actor being so bad. So the same thing happens when you're dealing with girls. When you're talking to them, when you're having that conversation and they can feel you being nervous and awkward, that takes the feeling that she's supposed to be feeling for you, it goes away. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is that you have to be, more sure of yourself, because the more sure of you, how you are about yourself, it's going to come across when you're dealing with the girl, and then your intentions are going to basically translate to her. It's kind of like, think about when like if there's a bully in school or something, right? And the bully sees this nerdy kid who he's going to pick on, right? So his intention is to, make the kid scared of him, or, he wants to intimidate the nerdy guy, right? So he goes up to the nerdy guy, he pushes him into the lockers. He's like, yo, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. He gets him in his face. And that energy he's bringing to that nerdy kid is making the kid terrified. You understand? So he's feeling that feeling because of that bully being sure that he can bully that nerd. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you guys are talking to these women, right, your intention should be, like if you're trying to get all sexual with her, you should have those sexual intentions. You're trying to get with her to see her. That should be, coming from you. That should basically be the energy that you're bringing to the girl. 'Cause it's not even technically what you're saying, when it comes to you having that communication, but it's the intentions behind what you're saying, and that energy flows when you feel it for real. This is why you have to be authentic, because if you are not authentic, you don't come across real. You come across like that bad actor. Do you understand? And then it looks funny. This is like, what the hell's going on, right? And if it doesn't like feel real, it won't work. It won't come off right. This is funny. This is the reason why a lot of nice guys have trouble dealing with women. You know why? Because when you're being that nice guy, it comes across as phony. You understand? It doesn't come across as real. It's like they don't really feel, that you're authentic with all this nice guy shit. You understand? And so they don't feel that emotion. So it's very important for you to understand how important it is for your intentions when you're talking to these girls to be there. Like, you really, need to really actually believe what you're saying, really want her in that capacity that bad, and to the point where the feeling is so real that you're just making it happen. It's not something that's sort of like, oh, I hope she likes me. Maybe if I say something this way or that way. No, it's like, yo, this chick is hot. I'm about to walk over there, holler at her. I need to get that number. We need to get something popping. So it's when you start going up to the girl and you just like, hey, yo, what's going on? How you? You looking kind of good. What's your name? Blah, blah. Like, it's coming off, like you want her. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times when chicks can feel that and they see that, that's what makes them attracted to you, because it's like, you're coming at her and approaching her very bold, very confident, and that turns them on, right? Now, another thing that you need to do in order to get women sort of emotionally attached to you and to really feel you is you need to listen to her. You need to listen to her, right? And the reason why you need to listen to her is because when you're having conversations with girls, let's say it's a girl you hollered at, y'all went out on a couple dates or whatever, and, if you're listening to what she's saying, right, she's going to tell you certain things that is going to basically give you information that you can use when you're having conversations with her to get her even more, emotionally invested in you. Do you understand? So the thing is this, what happens is, and this is what a lot of guys do wrong, is that they try to sort of get girls with logic. And I remember I made a video about this a while ago. I was talking about, like, you can't logic your way into pussy. I think that's the name of the video. You can look that up or whatever. But I was basically saying, like, you can't try to get a woman to just feel you based off of logic, right? But the thing is this, is that you can sort of use, logic to attach an emotion that she's, expressed to you. So you can attach your logic to that emotion to make her feel the emotion even more, to make her understand what you're saying, right? So let's say, for example, you were talking to, you're talking to some girl or whatever, y'all, let's say you went out on one date or whatever, or something like that. You want to get a second date and try to make something happen, right? Now, let's say, you call on the phone, you're like, yo, what's good? Had a good time with you the other day. What are you doing this weekend? We should definitely get together. Right. And let's say, like, during the time you guys were talking and you went on your first date, or when you first met her, and I was having conversations, and she expressed to you that she loves, the outdoors. She loves to go places outdoors, and she just loves being outside and all this other stuff, right? Now, you remembered that she said that because you were listening to her, right? Now, you're calling her for the second date. You say, yo, we should get together, this weekend, Friday, what you doing? And she's like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yo, but let's get together. And she's like, well, I don't know if I should like do anything, because I was just going to stay in and blah, blah, blah. And then you could be like, listen, there's this street fair that I know that's happening downtown. It's going to be, off the hook. There's going to be a lot of things going on outside, a lot of stuff happening. I think you would like it, right? Now, you're saying that because you remember she said she likes the outdoors, right? So by you saying that, and if she's really, about the outdoors, that triggers something in her to make her want to say, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do that. Even though she probably wasn't going to go and see you before, because she was just like, oh, I'm just going to kind of stay in and chill or whatever. And he's like, yo, there's this cool thing happening, at this street fair. It's going to be dope, right? So you can say that, or you can also say, hey, there's this cool, street fair thing. And I remember you said that you like the outdoors. So you like the outdoors, there's a street fair, and I think that you will have a lot of fun. See, you're using your logic to attach to something that she feels on an emotional level. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can use that to, sort of like entice the situation and make it happen, right? And another thing with that is that when you bring that up, right, she notices that you were listening to her. Right? And women love that shit. When dudes is listening, like, oh my God, he actually listens to me. That they like that stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's important for you to listen to her so you can pick up on these things, so that you can, have those in the conversation to really, get her a little bit more enticed to make stuff happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because now, you are, you're tapping into what, her emotions, and it's sort of like, she's like, oh, this guy actually knows what I like to do, and he knows what I want, and blah, 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 right? Now, the last thing I'm going to say, well, not the last thing, but we're almost to the last thing, but another thing I wanted to say is that, that can get a girl emotionally invested in you and emotionally attached to you, is when you upgrade her mind. Okay, when you upgrade her mind. So this can basically mean, when I say upgrade her mind, it's basically you're sort of just, teaching her something. You're putting her on to something. You're making her learn something she probably didn't know before. And by you doing this, by you giving her this information or showing her this stuff, right? It's basically showing her that you have some sort of knowledge, some sort of insight, some sort of perspective that she didn't have before. And since she's getting it from you, she's attaching herself to you. Like, oh, if I want some more of this information, or if I want to learn more shit, or I'm actually learning more stuff because of this guy, right? And if I want more of that, I got to come back to this guy. You understand? So now she's getting attached to what you are offering her on, a mental level. Do you understand? So it's kind of like I remember I was talking to this girl one time who, she was a singer, she was, a musician. She was trying to make it and stuff. And she had her demo tape and she was trying to, make it in the music business, and she would do shows and all that other stuff. And I remember she was always obsessing about, I just gotta get the right song, and I gotta do, I gotta do the best music and blah, blah, blah. And if I don't do that, then I'm never going to make it. And I got to keep writing better songs and all this other stuff. Right. So then, I put her onto some shit some shit I knew about, the music industry and how all this stuff works, right? Because she was like, you just have to be special. And if you're not special, and if you don't do this and you don't do that, things are not going to happen. And so I put her on, and I told her, that a lot of times in the music business, you have artists who have other teams of people who are writing these songs and these hit songs for them, and basically just giving it to them in order for, them to perform and make it happen. So it's not like that artist just has some special gift, and which is what the girl thought she needed, you understand, in order to make it. So I said, listen, do some songs the best that you can, make them great, make them good, but don't stress too much just about the songs. And I was like, also, you got to understand it's about, grinding, meeting other people, connecting, networking, all the other stuff, right? So I'm telling her all of this, and this is shit she didn't really know or understand, because she had this one-track mind about, the business, right? So me telling her this basically upgraded her mind, and it made her see these things in a different light, and it basically changed her whole perspective on shit. You understand? And then those, it made her feel better to know these things. And then, of course, since I'm the one who told her this and put her onto this, right? She attaches those good feelings that she had to me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you upgrade their mind. You tell them something that like sometimes a girl will, and the way you do that is that sometimes a girl will say something that is wrong, and all you got to do is tell her the right shit. That's it. And you'll come across that sometimes, right? Or you can also give her a new point of view, a new perspective on things. Like if you understand certain things that she might not really notice, or you have a specific philosophy on something that she might not have never thought of, right? That can also upgrade her mind. So, for example, I remember I was talking with this girl, and she was so obsessed with like, I don't know if we can really make things happen. Or she's like, I don't know if I can continue seeing you because you keep talking about how you're not really trying to get in a relationship right now. And I really want to get in a relationship because I want a boyfriend and then a husband, and I want to have kids and blah, 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 because that's my goal and all this other stuff. Right. So what happened was I told her, I was telling her like, hey, listen, you don't need to really stress about all that, because I was like, right now, me and you are having a great time. You gotta understand how to live in the moment. And I was like, you're not living right now. You're just worried about the future. You understand? And I was telling her like, hey, look, me and you have a good time together. And she's like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, hey, we have fun when we're chilling. She's like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, exactly. So don't worry about all that extra stuff. All that extra stuff is you stressing yourself out over nothing. I was like, listen, I could die tomorrow. You understand? Or you could die tomorrow, and then you're going to be worrying about some other shit that doesn't mean anything. I was like, the only thing that matters is now, right? And right now we're having a good time. So let's keep having this good time. So I'm giving her that perspective of, look, let's live in the now, right? And that basically calmed her mind down, right? Because she was thinking of all this other stuff, right? So that is another example of sort of upgrading her mind. And then she attaches that wisdom that she heard to me. You understand? It's like, oh man, if I need to get some more of this fucking wisdom, I got to go back to this guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is a lot of times these girls are dating other men, and you stand out more because you're probably the only one that's even trying to upgrade her mind. All these guys are just trying to fuck her and figure out let me figure out all these ways to try to smash. And of course, you're trying to, you probably want to smash too, but at the same time, you're offering more than just dick. You understand? You're offering other things. And then she gets emotionally attached to that, right? And, with all of this stuff, I'm talking about your intentions. I'm talking about make sure you're listening to her, make sure you're upgrading her mind. You always got to make sure that you're, keeping all this in a positive light. You want to basically have her see you or feel you in that positive light to the point where she's like, well, every time I'm with this guy, I feel good. I have a good feeling. I feel great around him. I feel so good being around this guy because I just get all these feelings with him. Do you understand? So it's really about you, understanding these things that you need to do when you're dealing with these girls. And this is the type of stuff that gets girls, emotionally attached to you, girls that are emotionally invested in you. These are the type of girls where, you can have a team of women, because, I talk about having a team of women in my book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Everybody should get that at MrLocario.com. When I talk about this, and these are the type of girls who you can have as long-term side chicks, fuck buddies, girlfriends, whatever it is you want, because since you have them on an emotional level, right? It's the interactions that you have with them are stronger. It's a stronger bond. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's something that oh, my freaking alarm clock is bugging. All right, it's it's something that basically, it's her really feeling you on that emotional level that's going to make her want to keep coming back and seeing you. You feel what I'm saying? So guys, that's pretty much it. I hope I answered the question. How if that's, I hope I got to the crux, the point that you were trying to get to. But but definitely, try that stuff out and make that happen. All right. So listen, if you have any questions, make sure you click the link below. Make sure you get my book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, at MrLocario.com. Make sure you join BadBoyMembership.com, where you get 45 to 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. Gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to BadBoyMembership.com, where you get 45 to 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 to 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.